Hi, it's Danielle. This is my perfume journal where I document my love of perfume. So, summer's still here, the heat is on, and even though I think all perfumes can be worn whenever you want to wear them, I am a bit of a seasonal girly. I reach for certain perfumes more than others at specific times of year. And so for me, summer is about fresh scents, it's about tropical fragrances and sunny feeling perfumes. And every once in a while, I think about what it would be like to start my entire perfume collection over again if money were no object or if I were on a super tight budget. So today I thought it would be fun to curate two summer perfume wardrobes, a budget wardrobe and a more expensive luxury wardrobe. So for each expensive perfume, I will share an affordable pick, an affordable alternative, and then at the end, I will show you the dollars and cents for each of these summer perfume wardrobes. Okay, so first up on the summer perfume tray, let's start with something fresh and cooling. First, we have the lovely Jardin sur le Nil from Hermes. The Jardin line from Hermes is filled with wonderful treasures created by the genius Jean-Claude Ellena. There's actually a really great book called The Perfect Scent by Chandler Burr that traces the creation of this particular perfume when Jean-Claude Ellena was appointed head perfumer at Hermes. So if you're looking for a good read to learn a little bit about what happens like behind the scenes of the perfume industry, this is a great place to start. Chandler Burr's writing style is really easygoing and it's not too technical, so it reads like a narrative rather than like an informational nonfiction book. So Sur le Nil is a fresh, green, citrusy perfume. Hermes lists the note as mango, lotus, and sycamore. And so this is not like a juicy, ripe mango flesh. This is more of the tart green rind of the mango. And there's definitely a very, very healthy dose of bergamot or lemon in this perfume to complement that mango, which makes the fruity aspect of this perfume feel really, really tart, really citrusy, just what I think summer calls for. The lotus in this is watery and aquatic, but it doesn't go marine. It's just like fresh and cooling, like you took a little dip in a babbling brook. And then sycamore is an interesting choice and note here because Hermes points to the elegance of that woody note, which I think is very true in this perfume. It does have like an elegant woodiness that just kind of like hovers over the dry down without overtaking it. It just gives this perfume a little bit of depth and lasting power. Okay, so shifting over to the affordable perfume wardrobe, we have the classic and timeless green tea from Elizabeth Arden. This is the perfume that many people claim is Francis Kurkdjian's first commercial success. Whether that is truth or lore, I can't be positive, but we do know that this is one of his earliest works, and that is a milestone in and of itself because of the quality of this perfume. This is, to me, one of the best fresh perfumes ever made. It is just chilled green tea with lots and lots of lemon. It is so perfectly citrusy and green and watery and refreshing. It is uncomplicated but elegant in the way that it's composed. It has stood the test of time for a reason. It is one of the best affordable perfumes still in production. And even though I don't have a bottle of this at the very moment because I'm really trying not to add more perfumes to my collection and I'm out of this one, this is a must-have for summer. Okay, so next in my expensive perfume wardrobe, I'd want to have something kind of floral. And to me, one of the most perfect summer florals is Diptyque's Eau Mohéli. It is probably the sunniest perfume in my entire collection. It is a buttery ylang ylang with a big dose of effervescent ginger and just a little bit of dry vetiver in the base to balance out that yellow floral and keep it from feeling too warm. This perfume definitely retains a freshness about it through the whole entire wear. And the ginger and the vetiver are just like the perfect foil to that floral. Everything in this perfume is so well proportioned. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I think that this perfume has the best sillage of any perfume I think I have ever smelled. When Eau Mohéli wafts around in the air, it is just exceptional. And so if I were to keep only one perfume, just one, for summer, this would be the one. For a budget summer perfume wardrobe, I would go with Neroli Intense from Jeanne in Provence. I love Neroli. So Neroli is exactly the same as Orange Blossom, but it has been extracted through a steam distillation rather than a solvent process. So that's what gives Neroli its more green and crisp kind of quality. And it's what makes Neroli so, so good in the summer for me. So I have this little travel size of Neroli from Perfume Aroma, and this thing costs a damn fortune. And I have to say that I think that Neroli Intense is just as good, if not better, than the one from Perfume Aroma. It is just a really pure, straightforward neroli scent where some nerolis, like the one from Perfume Aroma, can be a little bit sharp to the nose. Neroli Intense is not at all. It is more smooth around the edges, and I think it's excellent. It is definitely my budget choice for a summer floral. Okay, my summer perfume wardrobe would also have to have something tropical. So, of course, my expensive tropical choice would be Le Grand Jeu from Voyages Imaginaires. This is the best tropical perfume I have ever smelled in my life. It is coconut, tuberose, gardenia, and vanilla, and that is it. And what sets this perfume apart with its very simple note list is the quality of the ingredients. The tuberose is not bubblegummy. The gardenia is not soapy or harsh. The vanilla and the coconut are perfectly sweet without ever being cloying. It is such an elegant tropical scent that is still totally appropriate for everyday wear. It is so gorgeous, so well done, so fabulous in every way. And on the affordable side, I have to turn to Sarah Jessica Parker herself. Her perfume, NYC Crush, is the exact same note profile as Le Grand Jeu. It is coconut, white flowers, and vanilla. This one is sweeter than its very, very expensive counterpart, but it is absolutely lovely and would be fantastic in a budget-friendly summer wardrobe. So if Le Grand Jeu is one of those like fancy private cabanas at an expensive resort, NYC Crush is a swim-up bar at an all-inclusive, and that is great. NYC Crush is a more accessible version of something that could be far, far out of reach price-wise without sacrificing any enjoyment factor whatsoever. It is so likable, so agreeable. It's a beachy vacation winner for summer that will not break the bank. Okay, so the next two perfumes offer a little bit of woodiness to the summer perfume rotation without feeling heavy or without feeling like every other skin scent that's out there. So the first is the unbelievably expensive but equally gorgeous Sand and Skin from Floraiku. This perfume is exceptional. There's an essence of buttery florals without being too literal in this perfume. There is a heart of creamy woods and then this kind of warm resinous base that gives the feeling of sand that's almost but not completely too hot to walk on. This perfume is exactly that moment when you have been like sitting on the beach long enough where everything around you feels really warm. Your skin feels warm, the ground underneath you is warm, the rays of the sun are warm, and you feel like you're in a trance. It is absolutely beautiful. It is impeccably crafted, and it is one of the best summer perfumes I have ever sampled. On the more affordable side, Jennifer Aniston's Solstice Bloom scratches that itch for a sandy feeling, slightly woody, musky floral. I have always said that this perfume smells to me like warm sand, but it really is a lot more than that. This perfume gives me the exact feeling of a whitewashed cottage on the coast where like the dry brush bookends a wooden pier and the boards of that pier have been like crackled by the sun and it all leads down to a very sandy beach that has sea glass and seashells littered all over it. It is airy and warm at the same time. And it's also a little bit musky, kind of like warm skin that has sand like stuck to it, like dusted all over it. There are some very, very light florals here. There's gardenia and jasmine, which I think are wonderful summer florals. And it all comes together to create something that just feels perfectly, perfectly coastal. So finally, I could not have a more expensive summer perfume wardrobe without Guerlain's Mandarin Basilic from the Aqua Allegoria line. Now, I am not of the mind that these perfumes are not worth it because they don't last. I think they last as long as a perfume called Aqua Allegoria should probably last, which for me is like 4 to 6 hours. And that's pretty much what I expect out of really any perfume. I do not expect or even want 8 to 12 hours from a perfume. So if I get 4 hours out of a perfume, I am good to go. 6 is like a bonus. This perfume is exactly what the name suggests. It is orange and basil on a bed of some very light woodiness just for depth. It is fresh, invigorating, citrusy, green. It is perfect in the heat. It is happy and uplifting. It is the kind of perfume that makes you want to start like skipping around the moment you spritz it on. It puts a bounce in your step. So many of the Aqua Allegoria perfumes are great for summer. The grapefruit in the line, Pamplemousse, is another favorite of mine, and the only reason I have not added Mandarin Basilic to my collection yet is because I already have Pamplemousse and I want to use that up first. However, since I discovered the next perfume that's going to go in the affordable perfume wardrobe, I don't actually foresee adding Mandarin Basilic to my collection anymore because I would rather have this one. So for a budget summer perfume wardrobe, or any perfume wardrobe for that matter, you cannot go wrong with blood orange and basil from 4711's Aqua Colonia line. I actually like this even better than Mandarin Basilic. It offers everything that Mandarin Basilic has: the juicy citrus, the green aromatic basil. It is just as refreshing as Mandarin Basilic, and it comes in a giant bottle for just a fraction of the price. It is really, really excellent. Colonia, so many of the perfumes in the Aqua Colonia line are excellent, but I have to say that blood orange and basil is superior. Okay, now for the price breakdown. So the expensive luxury perfume wardrobe comes in at a total of about $975 total. And this total even includes 2 perfumes that I found on discounters, the Hermes perfumes and the Guerlain Aqua Allegoria perfume. So if money were no object and I had to choose 5 perfumes, these are the ones that I would put on my own summer perfume tray for the entire season and wear them very, very happily from the beginning of June all the way to the end of August here in the Northern Hemisphere. The budget wardrobe, on the other hand, comes in at just about exactly $100, with all 5 of these perfumes readily available on many different discount sites. These 5 perfumes would be a really good budget-friendly summer capsule wardrobe that gives high quality alternatives to some of the priciest fragrances out there. So a summer of smelling great for about $33 a month. And if I were starting my entire perfume collection over again on a strict budget, this would be my go-to summer rotation of perfumes, no question. Okay, so there we have 2 summer perfume wardrobes, one pricey, one a little more budget friendly. And I think it is always so much fun to imagine a dream perfume wardrobe, and equally as fun to find affordable alternatives to the more expensive bottles. Hope you enjoyed watching this. Maybe there's something in this video that you've tried that you have in your collection, or something that piqued your interest. I would love to hear what you would put on your summer perfume tray if you were starting your collection all over again. So thanks for watching. Thanks for spending your time here with me. And thanks for chatting perfumes with me in the comments. I hope you have a really great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.